I'm going to start 700th show. I wanted to just pause to say, first of all, thank you to my incredible staff who's here every morning, whatever that is. Yeah. And to HBO, which has put up with me for all these years, and to the audience who's been so loyal. And we will be back. We're going to take a month off, as always. We'll be back on August 1st. And whenever we take a month off, what we do is we give you the future headlines, because the headlines are so predictable these days with the way the news is. This is what we always do. We're going to take a break. So would you like to see the future headlines? All right, well, there they are. Future headlines. This is what you're going to be reading the next month. Gen Z are shocked to learn their phones make calls. Heartbroken Elon Musk stands outside White House with boombox. Oh, that's... Ocean fish found to contain more plastic than plastic fish. Travis Kelce draws line at buying tampons. America's Got Talent announces America officially out of talent. Madonna marries Mexican who stood on flaming Waymo. Oh, well, that's inevitable. Diddy goes to prison, has freak off in cell block D. And ICE mistakenly deports Marco Rubio. Well, let me cut to then mRNA.
Okay, sure.
Because, like, I was a guy who did not want the COVID vaccine, but I do want research on mRNA.
Sure.
I don't think that that's crazy stuff.
Right.
In fact, when the next one comes along, I may want to be first online for it.
Right.
So I'm not down with, I like Bobby too, but I'm not down with him cutting that shit.
Yeah, so mRNA is in every single one of our cells. A DNA, RNA protein is kind of like the pathway. So mRNA itself is not bad. And the messaging around mRNA vaccines has led people to believe that anything that carries the letters mRNA is bad. We are all here, and we would not be here were it not for mRNA. mRNA vaccines are a relatively new technology, controversial because of their implementation during the COVID pandemic. And indeed, there are people out there who either insist on or have evidence that they have vaccine injuries of some sort, and that has been the rationale for removing this $500 million of support for mRNA research. I'm gonna get some hate, I might get some love, doesn't really matter to me. What is important for me to say is that there is incredible work on non-COVID related mRNA vaccines related to cancers and related to neurologic conditions and many genetic diseases and many, many things for which we would be absolutely foolish to ignore the technology.
Who's going to hate you for that?
Well,
Idiots.
many people, well,
and look,
that's fine.
I've been a vaccine skeptic. I'm a skeptic of everything medical.
Yeah.
Because everything medical, let me ask you one final question. How much do you think we know? Like if you had 100%, is everything we could possibly know about medicine and how the body works? My difference with a lot of people is they think we're at 90%.
Oh,
I think we're at 20.
I think we're at 10 at best.
10.
And I'll give you a different answer. And I'm not trying to undercut the the careers and trust in my friends who are physicians and scientists. I'm a scientist. I'm still tenured at Stanford, and I love science. I love medicine, and I believe in certain medications and supplements and nutrition and behaviors. I do think all of it's important. A good friend of mine who's a chair of neurosurgery, perhaps one of the greatest neurosurgeons ever to live, I asked him, I said, what percentage of the information in medical school textbooks in the United States and elsewhere is inaccurate, is just false, and we know it? And he said, at least half, given the new information. And then a good friend of mine said to him in the same conversation, what do you think the impact of that is on human health and the treatment of disease, et cetera? And he said, incalculable. We are still in our infancy of understanding. That is not to say we haven't made great discoveries. And I should say, it's not to say that the NIH is a failed endeavor. No. It has returned beautifully in many areas of science and medicine. I do think an audit and a revision of what we're doing, a careful audit and revision is great, but we can't just throw things out because of what they're called.
To your point, I want to get to something very important. How many know what SAM stands for? It's a new phrase. It stands for Speaking with American Men, SAM. This is the new movement by the Democratic Party. They lost the men vote a lot last time, so they had a meeting up at the Ritz-Carlton at Half Moon Bay, south of San Francisco. I'm not making this up, where they served mini lobster rolls and had heirloom tomato carpaccio and seared sea bass in their conclave to decide how to win back the American man. Now, look.
It's because we used to have conferences at Harvard to figure out what the working class needs, and so now we're, I mean, we're moving west.
You got to own who you are. I get it. These are the mini lobster roll people. But they had this symposium, and we got a hold of what was this is Speaking with American Men. This is a real thing that they're doing, and they have these seminars. Would you like to hear what was some of the? Okay. These are ways that they want to. Seminars that they had to try to win back the typical American man, like how to keep your liberal base while putting guns on your Christmas card. That was one that they wanted to. Best protein powder for a clean bulk, another dude conversation starter. Bud Light etiquette, when to drink it, when to shoot it. Fishing, the bizarre hobby working class men enjoy instead of pickleball. The only scene that you're obsessed with in Titanic, hint, it has tits. Bruce Lee versus Bigfoot, mythical fight scenarios to man up your Joe Rogan appearance. Intersectionality and the importance of shutting the fuck up about it. And undouching your face, man beards from Ted Cruz to J.D. Vance.